What's going on YouTube, and welcome to another episode of Then We Eat, and welcome to Frigid February. It doesn't seem to matter where you are, it's just plain cold. Even Texas had an ice storm a couple of weeks ago, and here in Canada, it's been like minus 30 for a couple weeks, or pretty close to it anyway. So we're very cold. So on this week's episode, we're going to be making pork and ramen soup. Not only is this soup good at this time of year because it's very warm and it'll warm you up on a cold day, but it's an excellent soup because it's got some really nice fresh ingredients, and if you were sick, it would be absolutely perfect for you. So like I said, there's a bit of a fresh element to this. One of the main keys to that fresh element is Baby Bok Choy. I hadn't had Bok Choy until a year or two ago, and actually it's very good and it's excellent in this dish. So the first thing we're gonna do, I've got about 1.25 pounds of Bok Choy here. You need 1 pound. I'm gonna trim the bottoms off, which is gonna remove a little bit of the weight. And if it has a little bit extra, like I say, I like Bok Choy, so I don't mind having a little bit extra. So just trim the bottoms off, and what that's gonna do is it's gonna basically let it kind of fall apart, which is what you want because you want it separated. So one thing I missed just before I cut the bottoms off, I cut the bottom off this one, you need to separate the white part from the green part, basically the leaf from the more planty stemmy part. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut them off now. So you've got your greens, might be a little bit of white in there, but it shouldn't be a big deal. And you've got your whites. It's just a little bit easier to separate them now. So again, cut the bottom off, separate the greens from the whites. Now, you are going to have a little trouble if you see there's quite a bit of green in there. We'll check and see how much green there actually is. It looks like a lot of it's just kind of peripheral greens on the tops of the whites, so I might not worry about it. But if there's quite a bit of greens in there, once we start to cut them a little bit smaller, I'll separate the greens from the whites. So once you've got the greens separated and the roots cut off, you see it kind of just peels apart, falls apart. As I say, there might be a little bit of green left. We'll trim that up later. What you want to do, you want to separate it. And the reason I say that is because, I don't know if you can see it, and it's not terribly bad, but there's like bugs and dirt and stuff that get into these that don't get washed. So you want to separate them and you want to give them a wash before you start cooking with them. So once you've got this all separated, like I say, we're going to wash it. So I've got a sink of cold water behind me that I'm going to use. Basically, I'm just going to drop all of this in the water. I'm going to give it a bit of a rinse, stir it all up, try to get as much of the dirt off it as I can. Then we've got one of those salad spinners that basically dries your leaves off. So we're just going to use that. We'll give it a quick whiz or spin, and then we'll be ready to cut it up. Once you've got it dried up, we need to cut it up. Just kind of cut it into bits. Like, they don't need to be tiny. I honestly think all I'm really going to do with a lot of this stuff is just cut it in half, because it will cook and it will kind of cook down a little bit. So you don't need it super, super small. And you want a nice chunk in your soup. Unless you want small pieces, then just cut them smaller. And when you get to the greens, same concept. I would just cut them in half because you are going to end up cooking these a little bit. So they will get a little bit kind of softer and smaller as you cook them that little bit. So I wouldn't worry too much about having like that might seem a little big. It won't be that big once you go to eat it. I don't know if I mentioned too, as you can see, I'm taking pretty good care to keep your greens and your whites separate. It is important to do that because you don't want to cook your greens nearly as long as you cook your whites. Now that we've got that cut up, we're going to set it aside and we'll start cooking our full meal. So for the main course, the first thing we need to do is heat up a wok. Yes, I am using a wok today. I find it to be a really good way to cook this. I'm going to put it on about medium-high heat. You want it pretty high, especially to start, because this pan is going to cool down fairly quickly. And thankfully, because it is a wok, it heats up pretty quickly. So we're going to add 2 pounds of ground pork to our pan. And while you're cooking your ground pork, just try to break it apart so that you don't end up with like a big chunk of pork. And there you go. As you can see, it seemed pretty hot at the start. It's cooled down quite quickly. and it's not nearly really hot enough, but we're gonna have to go with this. And I guess one thing I would say is kind of know your appliances and your tools. I use this wok quite a bit, so I know that it's gonna cool down pretty quick. If you've got another pan that maybe holds the heat faster or holds the heat even less, just accommodate for that accordingly. So while we let that pork cook, last thing we're gonna do, we're just gonna cut up some scallions, or in this case, green onions. So let's just trim the bottoms and the tops off just to get the dry and not so great parts out of the way. Now what we're going to do with these, kind of just line them up in some kind of a line. I'm going to try to do it a little diagonally, because what we're going to do, we're just going to cut these on a bit of a diagonal. You want 1/8 rings-ish. You don't have to worry too much about keeping the scallions and the greens away from each other, because we are going to add them at basically the same time. So there we go. It's going to look something like that. So we're going to move the bok choy out of the way, bring the pan back because it's time to add the bok choy. So there you go. As you can see, the ground pork's browning up pretty nice. It's almost cooked. There's still a little bit of pink left, but it's, for the most part, it's cooked. So now we're going to add our bok choy whites. Going to let them saute with the ground pork for just a couple of minutes. So we're going to prep our ginger. As you can see, ginger has a bit of a skin on it. So if you just take a spoon and just kind of scrape it, the skin will peel right off. Once you have it done, it'll look something like that. And after a couple of minutes, it's time to add some garlic and some ginger. So we're going to start with the ginger. This is that piece that we just cleaned up. So I've just got a little tiny cheese grater. I actually got this out of a Christmas cracker, or Debbie or Steve. So one of us did out of a Christmas cracker quite a few years ago now. It's come very, very in handy. So I'm just going to use that, and I'm going to take this whole chunk. It's supposed to be 2 tablespoons. I like ginger. Should be pretty close, might be a little more. It's not a big deal to me. And you're just going to grate this whole piece right into this dish. Next, we're going to add about 2 tablespoons of garlic and 2 teaspoons of red chili flakes. Just give that a minute or two to fry. Don't want to do too long because you don't want to burn the garlic and the ginger, but you do want to bring out the aromas and the flavors of it. Next, we're going to add, to start, about 4 cups of broth, but before we even go full 4 cups, we're going to add roughly 1 cup just to deglaze the bottom of the pan. Any of the bits that kind of stuck to the bottom of the pan should come off with this little bit of chicken broth. So you just want to pour a little bit over the top. You don't want to turn it into a soup or anything quite yet, just enough to deglaze that pan. And then just kind of give your spoon or whatever you're using, in this case a spatula, just a quick scrape along the bottom. You'll get the nice little bits off the bottom. It's not a bad thing at all. Now let's add some more chicken broth. This is a bit of a feel thing. The recipe I originally got said 8 cups. I found that was too much. So I find somewhere around the 5-6 cup-ish range, a little bit closer to the kind of consistency I want. That's why I say start with 4 cups and keep increasing it until you find the consistency that you're looking for. So that would be pretty close to about what 4 cups looks like. As you can see, it's a little soupy, but still a little thick. Now, remembering that you are going to cook ramen noodles in here as well, so you do want to make sure that there's enough liquid that the ramen can even cook in it. So that's about 6 cups there. I'm going to stop there for now. We'll see how it goes, but I think that's a much better consistency. And to that, we need to add 6 tablespoons of soy sauce. And if you want a little more kick in it, add about 2 to 3 teaspoons, so almost a tablespoon of sriracha. Now remember, there are chili flakes in it, so when you go to add your sriracha, be mindful of that. Chili flakes are hot, so if you don't like hot food, the chili flakes might be enough. Now what we're going to do is we're going to let this come to a bit of a simmer, almost a boil. You want to cook this for a couple of minutes, just like this. And don't forget, we did call it Frigid February, and although last week's video is kind of titled a bit of a Super Bowl video, it is also a soup, so it'll keep you warm. So if you want to check out that video, it'll be over my shoulder. So this has come up to a bit of a boil, so we're just gonna let it simmer away for a couple of minutes. And after a couple of minutes, we're gonna add 2 3-ounce packets of ramen. Here, that's the normal size pack of ramen. What I've done, I've just split them in half. You get them and they're rolled around the back with the front open, so if you just pull them, they'll split in half. I like a little bit of a longer noodle, so I'm just gonna keep them in half. If you like a shorter one, you can bust them up or break them in quarters, whatever you like. Now we're just gonna let this simmer or boil away for about a minute. Don't forget, you added your own chicken broth, so just toss out the packets, or if you want, you could save them for something else, I guess. And after a minute, remove this from the heat and add your greens and your scallions. Like I say, they're not gonna cook for very long. So I'm just gonna take this off the heat, move it behind me for a minute, and then we'll carry on. So there you go. That's what it looks like. Now you don't wanna leave it long because your ramen will continue to cook. So I'm gonna serve up a bowl now, and we can give it a try. There you have it. Just the look of it looks incredibly fresh and incredibly delicious. Although, one thing I will say, this is the kind of meal, if you eat the noodles like I do anyway, you're gonna want a fork and a spoon. So we'll start with a fork. We'll kind of give those noodles a bit of a mix around. Get some meat on there, get a little bit of the noodles. Some of your bok choy. Let's give it a try. Oh yeah, that is very, very good. A lot of really nice flavors going on. I really like the freshness of the bok choy. Ground pork, I really like ground pork. Get a little bit of a kick. Nice chicken broth in there as well as kind of a soupy. And who doesn't love ramen noodles? What better can you get than that? Now we'll give the broth a little bit of a taste as well. Oh, that's really, really good. Chili flakes bring out a nice flavor. Garlic, ginger, very, very hard to beat. So that's it for this video. Hit like if you liked the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, hit the notification bell to be notified when we upload next. We upload a new video every Friday afternoon and a new short every Wednesday afternoon. Share the video with all of your friends and comment down below. What did you think of this video? Or better yet, what would you like to see us make next? Oh, and don't forget, first we cook, then we eat. So good.